Am I the a-hole for not helping my sister pay for her wedding? Me 30F and my sister Lisa 26F grew up in a modest family. Our parents had a very small sum to contribute to college tuition and no money saved up for our weddings. They are still working because they can't afford to retire yet. I went to college on a scholarship and hold a pretty good job. I had my wedding last year, and it was intimate but very nice, a bit expensive that me and my husband paid for. My sister is engaged and wants a nice wedding like mine, except she never went to college, holds a job as an assistant in a shop at the mall, and her fiancé is in construction. They can't afford a wedding like mine. She asked my parents for help, but they couldn't. They are still paying off the mortgage on their home. She asked me and I gave $3,000 as a wedding gift yesterday, which she may use for the wedding. She called asking when I was gonna send the balance amount, and when I said this was it, she got mad at me and told me how it wasn't enough for her dream dress even. How she needed way more to have a nice wedding like mine. I told her this was the gift that I was willing to give her. She said it wasn't fair since I had money. I do, but everything I have is earmarked for my needs. I told her as much. She called me a cheap bitch and hung up. My parents called me disappointed that I wasn't helping my sister out more since this was all she had in her life. I told them that the wedding wasn't a necessity and she should hold one that she can afford, not rely on me. They are mad at me now as well, and apparently thinking of taking another loan on the house to finance her wedding. It's so absurd for her to get a wedding she can't afford and get me to pay for it. So am I the a-hole here?
Here are the top comments.
Not the a-hole, and honestly, spending a lot of money on a wedding when you don't have the means is financially irresponsible. You aren't obligated to help your sister. But even if you wanted to, it would make more sense to contribute to a down payment for a house or something useful in the long run.
Not the a-hole. It's not your responsibility to pay for her wedding. $3,000 is a very nice gift and very generous. Your sister is extremely entitled to think you should just pay for her wedding. Maybe she should wait a bit and save until she can have the wedding she wants.
$3,000 is extremely generous. Sis could have a wonderful wedding if she budgets properly and DIY, or wouldn't be crazy fancy, but it doesn't need to be. My husband and I spent $3,000 on our wedding, and we still get comments that relatives loved our wedding more than whatever wedding we currently see them at.
Not the a-hole, and you're fully correct. Hold the one she can afford. Her endless demands probably make you regret the generous $3,000 you gave her. If you all agreed to give her the wedding she wants, she'd probably bankrupt both you and your parents. People with the queen for a day mindset tend to forget that the emphasis is supposed to be on the marriage, not the one-day party.